Greetings, wise ones. This is Melissa from Lunar Wisdom, author, astrologer, feminine energy, and stellar planning expert. I'm back with the Capricorn super full moon that is here to transform our career and divine masculine structures. If you'd like to know more about how to leverage the power of this amazing full moon, then stay tuned so you can get all of the details in the next part of the video. Welcome to the first full moon of summer, known as the Capricorn full moon. There's a lot of importance around this full moon, in particular due to the fact that almost every annual new year we start off with the new moon in Capricorn, where we're setting intentions and thinking about goals for work, for our masculine energy, for reaching and achieving our highest goals, as Capricorn represents the zenith or the top of your chart, your highest potential. And, that sets us up for the stage of January. But remember that each moon falls into a zodiac sign, and you get a new moon and a full moon. So 6 months ago, we set intentions for the Capricorn new moon at the start of winter, and as we are reaching the mid to end portion of Cancer season and the start of summer, we have the Capricorn full moon, since Capricorn is the opposing sign of Cancer, that has given us a 6-month arc to take a look at all that we've accomplished in that vein, and to remind us to practice and embody the natural actions of the lunar cycle by enhancing our moon manifestation powers through releasing. And so this particular full moon in Capricorn is super intense. It is one of the closest super full moons that we will have all year long, and it will be occurring at 2:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That will vary depending upon where else you are in the world. This full moon in particular is really going to frame up a lot of the transforming and structures within our day-to-day lives, the things that used to keep us moving, as well as our careers, because it really is putting an end cap on a powerful period of transformation that occurred starting in 2020, before the pandemic, and as we moved into this period throughout 2021 of the Great Resignation, related to how people are envisioning their careers and how people are working, and in particular as it relates to masculinity, toxic masculinity, patriarchy, and the masculine structures that exist in our world. And I'm not speaking from a binary gender perspective, but from the perspective that masculine energy is doing destructive energy. We've had a lot of things happening behind the scenes as it relates to our work lives and to the rules, the regulations that govern us. So, government is a Capricorn associated area of life because it creates rules and structures and stability. And globally, governments have been going under significant changes. And the presence of this particular full moon, and its meet up in the sky with Pluto is going to give us a really powerful punch for transformation. We're already in the frame of mind to think about how are the structures in our life serving us? How is our career serving us? What big goals do we have, and where are we at with them, and what changes do we need to make in order to either reach those goals, reach our potential, or yield the things that we want to yield. And so meeting up with Pluto, the transformer, means that we need to open ourselves up to the idea that we're going to have to push off any old outlooks, any old ideas, any old theories or mental blocks that have gotten in our way over this past 2 years so that we can really unfurl and open up in a new way. Good thing this is happening on a full moon, because full moons are about releasing. This moon is also going to make some really harmonious aspects between the North Node in Taurus and the South Node in Scorpio, which means it's going to give us a boost on the Taurus side, which will also be where Taurus is also housing Uranus, so there can be some electric and unpredictable thought-based ideas and innovations. Our sense of dharma or purpose and our career coming together give us a chance to really dig in and think about what our natal promise is. That is the information that our chart reveals about the specific purposes that we have here on this earth. It also is going to assist us on the Scorpio side of things of releasing any negative karma related to old jobs, old thinking, old structures that we need to let go, negative energy that we feel like we have gathered or accumulated over a period of time. And as it shows back up on your doorstep, you have the opportunity to clear that karma and reset it in a positive cycle of action that will be returning to you. So, this is a really, really powerful full moon. But there are a few things that we're going to need to take into consideration. One of which is Capricorn is an earth sign, and we're going to need to embody the sign's symbol or mascot, the mountain goat, who makes it to the top of the peak but doesn't always do it in a linear fashion. He may go up and down. And so we need to recognize that our desire for consistent comfort will definitely be getting in the way of moving ahead and transforming the structures that we need in order to fully take advantage of what is to come for the second half of the year. But that's going to require us to confront the idea that growth is a really scary process, that the full moon call to release is also very scary and triggering to people, because many of us like to hold and hoard things for a rainy day because we are afraid of not being able to have them again. And that viewpoint also then can translate into us wanting to as many of us have since 2020, wanting to go back to what's familiar and that time where your brain has established that this is quote unquote normalcy and that you know what to expect. And our brains do that even if we're in a really shitty position that we really should be getting out of, because as the old adage says, for many people, better the devil you know than the devil you don't. So this full moon is really going to kick up in big ways, especially with the contact with Pluto and the Cancer Sun that is getting us in touch with the seat of our souls and emotions. It's going to get us in the mind of seeing how we have a tendency to romanticize the past as a way of maintaining familiarity and quote unquote comfort, even if it costs us. And what we really need to be pulling into our environment is embracing the unknown while we are releasing our difficulty with tolerating the unknown, plus the discomfort that comes with that. If you do, then the Capricorn full moon can really get to work for you to help you dig into what you really want and what your highest potential is. As long as you're honest with yourself about what it is you really want. And not what your mama thinks that you should have, or not what would make other people like you or make you popular, but what you really want. And if you're interested in trying to determine that because you have no idea, that's one of the beauties of astrology. Astrology is your life instruction manual. It gives you the clues and essentially the blueprint for what you are here to do. So learning to understand your natal promise and following our fastest moving planet / luminary, the moon, around your chart and around the zodiac to see what areas of your life it's activating and opening up can really get you clued in to the information you need to be focused on, which is how are things happening in my life, not just the collective, right? Because if we weren't here to fulfill a unique purpose, then we would all be kind of walking around like stock model robots. The joy of being on this planet is figuring out exactly what you were put here to do and setting yourself up within a course that allows you to get to that point. And so working, is one of the ways that we do that, our career and our highest potential. But one thing I love to remind people is that some people get stuck because they're looking for their highest potential within their careers. And in this world, in our current paradigm, the way that we are guided to make career choices has much more to do with our society and the functionality and the people and the kind of workers that we need to make a civilized nation work, and less to do oftentimes with what's unique and innate to you, what would bring you and your soul the most joy, and what allows you to live out your natal promise. Some people find that their career and their highest potential are in fact aligned. For many of us, that may not be the case. So do not get confused, and make sure that you are taking a look at both of them. But first, both asking yourself within your career, how well are things here serving me? How can I open myself up to my heart's desire, ease, and grace, and become less rigid and dogmatic about reaching my goals through overworking and pushing, right? And many of us may find that we have a strong inner belief of something that we need to be involved in, that we need to take up outside of our work hours, in addition to turning towards our careers and making appropriate adjustments so that the amount of time we spend doing work each day, which for many of us is 8 hours or more, is not a negative emotional ballast that is holding our vibration from being able to reach its highest heights, because our career isn't in alignment with feeling good. And so I say all of this to say that we have a really good chance up until the moon actually goes full at 2:37 to do our moon manifestation magic and complete rituals, take an action, and ask spirit, ancestors, the tarot, oracle cards, our inner voice about what we want to do and what would be best for us. And then after 2:37, we really need to be thinking about how are we releasing this? How are we releasing anything that's holding us back? How are we executing the knowledge or the information that we got so that we can ultimately live that out as we ride the light returning to shadow in anticipation for next new year and the Capricorn new moon of 2023. I also want to note that this is a very important full moon for anyone with a cardinal sign or influencer placement. That's Libra, Cancer, Aries, and Capricorn. This moon is at 21 degrees, so if you have any planets or things near there, you're going to really want to take a look at that. And if you want to know more in particular about how this new moon will be impacting you, and I highly recommend that you take a look at both your moon sign and your rising sign, then you will want to head over to my website to grab a copy of your free chart so that you can check out what area is being activated and apply aspects of the Lunar Wisdom Formula to understand what your next 2 weeks are going to look like, and to better put into frame the 6-month cycle that we have just completed. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, in lieu of getting a private reading with me, you can grab my DIY book, The Lunar Wisdom Formula, which will go deeper into how to apply the Lunar Wisdom Formula in your chart, looking at 2-week and monthly cycles that happen for each new and full moon of the month, in addition to the 6-month cycles that we are working in and working with right now, and important information about all the new moons of new and full moons of 2022, and how to work with your progressed moon, which is the flavor of, or tone of your moon, in 2.5-year cycles as we grow. If you want a higher touch level of support, then please check out my lunar membership, monthly lunar membership or moon membership, Lunate, the Wisdom Circle, where we curate journals, videos, informational crystals, rituals, chakras that are able to support you in living a more lunar wise life, and experiencing more ease and grace through the power of astrology. I also highly recommend that you take a look at the crystal selection that I recommend, especially during this lunar focused time of Cancer season. And you can grab ethically sourced high quality crystals for an 11% discount using my coupon code 8th House Wisdom. I really hope that this video has helped you get into a bit more understanding around the energy of this full moon in Capricorn, and is encouraging you to take a look at where you need to prepare to release and let go to bring in the manifestations that you have had percolating for the past 6 months since the Capricorn new moon. I'm sending you all lots of light and love that you may reach your highest potential. And I will be back again with a new video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me and my channel. Blessings to all. Take care.